And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is your Sensei Al Bob on your dreamy dreamland with Sensei Al Bob station here on YouTube. And I am a griot, and I'm here to tell you a story. And don't believe a word I say. You know, I anything I say, I do not prescribe or proselytize. You know, say you need to do this. That's not my job. What I'm here to do is to serve something higher than myself. And what is that? That is love's co-creation, because love is the only thing that truly exists. Everything else is illusion. You know, the material world that you live in, I live in the real world. I have to pay my bills, I need to get a job. I have a job. My job is to, in every day and every way, take the piece of the earth and make it stronger. I'm here to serve love's co-creation because that is what we were put on this earth to be. We were put on this earth to be the artist in the first person, the indigenous savage. Right? We're not here to read a script anyone gives us, not to believe in a comic book, not to idolize any individual as our fearless leader. You know, we are responsible to ourselves through our actions, and to bring forth comic reality, I like that. I was trying to say karmic reality, but the comic reality is also valid because karma and, you know, Dante's, it was called the comic tragedy, his journey into hell, looking for his love, who was lost. Right? And in that journey, he found many things, and Joseph Campbell talks about the journey of the hero, right? And that is basically, what we're all about. You look at Gilgamesh, you look at Homer's Iliad. These were all heroes um, making sense of their life. And they would come in contact with many folks around them, right? And they would have challenges, right? And what it was to step up to the challenge rather than getting stepped on, right? And the only way you can pursue, and come out the other side is with your intent, right? Your intent of your free will's conscious, loving soul, right? Your intent to serve that thing higher than yourself. And what is that but love? Now, there are a lot of religions out there, and they have a lot of gods, and they're all the same God, you know? They're all love. Even those ones that are serving, some demonic force. Well, love is the prime mover. That love is God. If you need to use the word God, then love equals God, right? And if God made everything, which love's co-creation did, then everything good, bad, and indifferent has a reason for being here, right? And thus, you know, pretty much every religion, even Christianity, Jesus talked about reincarnation, right? And with reincarnation, it gives you more hope that you can come out on the other side and go home, right? Because you're given as many chances as you need to overcome these obstacles of the ego, you know. And the yin yang symbol, the circle, which is the event horizon put around this sandbox, right? Around our universe, right? And that event horizon is the sense of linear time. And there is no such thing. There is no linear time, you know. And if you meditate, you will be able to see there is no linear time, because when you go into state, you illuminate with your breath, enhancing the prana. You're scared of getting sick, right? One good thing about getting sick is appreciating being well. And pretty much every obstacle in life is the opportunity to appreciate what you really got, right? Which is love's co-creation. So today, I want everyone of the cadre, the chorus, and all our relations to think about that, about intent, about every day and every way, how you go out there. And, so I just got up, right? So what I had to do, I had to meditate about, I don't know, how long did I meditate? 15, 20 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, I wasn't really on the clock. But when I started, it was pitch black. And when I finished, the sun had, started to illuminate the sky. And now the sky is somewhat nicely illuminated, right? The sun is coming through the window. It's a little clouds, but it's going to be a sunny day. So I have some chores, to do. I'm getting ready. Spring is coming, the clock is springing ahead this weekend. Easter is coming. All the little buds are budding. We've had a lot of rain, not too much cold, a couple days and nights in the 20s, but pretty much it's been in the 50s and 40s. And so all the plants and everybody is ready for spring to come. And so intent is everything. So there's this, novel CV19, and just wash your hands. Don't pick your nose, if you wearing, the one good thing about a mask is it's like they keep it from touching your face, right? So that's all, get yourself some hand sanitizer, keep it in your pocket, get some vitamin C, keep popping them in your mouth, you'll be fine. Stay 6 feet away from pretty much everybody, and you'll be okay. And if you do get sick, you have to realize that this novel, and what is novel? It means something that they've never seen before. And most, pathological things are, known. Most viruses are known, and we've never seen this before, which leads a lot of people to believe. I don't believe in anything. I just have faith in love's co-creation. But a lot of people believe that this thing was, genetically engineered, right? And whether it was or wasn't, really doesn't matter. What you have to do is just be cautious and look at the pathology of this thing. And it's the one thing that makes it really different than most other, like the flu or a cold, is that this thing really is transmittable, right? The average flu or cold, one sick person infects 2 people. This one person infects, 5 to 20 people, right? Before they become symptomatic, before they show that they're sick. And that's the other thing, that you can get you know, infected, and then, somewhere between 2 days and 20 days, they really don't know. Um, and the joke of it is, if I am being the most, giving you a perspective that you can take away a protocol that might mitigate this, that's ridiculous. That's what you have a government for, and that our government isn't doing that really shows the ridiculousness of the present structure, right? And we're in the middle of a presidential campaign, and there isn't one person that's really that you could say that's the grown up in the room. Even Bernie is not the grown up, even though he acts like a curmudgeonly grandpa. No, sorry, he's right, and the rest of them are right in it, and they're in it to win it for themselves, you know. Nobody else. It's all their ego. They're all nihilists. They're all, you know, it's me, not us, right? It's not the we and me. It's the me and me, right? And see, that's what's very interesting in these times, because all that is the biggest existential spiritual issue of humanity is the me over the we in me, right? The me. I want it all. I need it. I'm gonna, I'm a billionaire. I'm 100 billionaire. I'm a billion billionaire. And how do you get that kind of money? But being a crook, being so crooked that you can buy the politicians. That America Great, thing that was brought to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that money was free speech, right? So that's when, guys like Mini Mike he spent $500 million on running for president. And he, before he even was in one, contest, right? And so no one is serving, no one has intent. The only person I see that has an element of intent is Tazi Gabbard. And the media, you don't even hear a word, when they, yeah, she's in there somewhere, like she's gotten 8% of the vote. Well, that's pretty good for having no access to the media whatsoever. They didn't, every time they had to get her off the dais in those debates, because she was the only honest one up there. She was the only one who could wear white, and she was the only one who could, talk truth to morons, so they had to get rid of her, And, Joe Biden, he's going to be our Democratic guy, and he doesn't even know what day it is. I mean, that guy's got some sister. God knows what's going on in that boy's brain. And it's all about him. That's what, I mean, he's always telling these stories that have no real context. Now, people could say that about me, boy, that Al Bob, he is toast, but if you watch these shows, you realize that they're not scripted. What they are a stream of consciousness of a shamanic energetic, right? This is like doing Reiki through the internet, right? And so, intent is what counts, right? Intent is everything. And you have to serve something more than yourself if you really want to get through all this. And right now, all of this stuff is coming at once. And why is it all coming at once? Presidential election, economic collapse, environmental collapse, and a pandemic, all at once, right? And, I'm sure there's going to be an asteroid heading our way, and we're going to be invaded by aliens, like before July. So, and again, don't believe a word I say, right? This is just, artistic license is what it is, right? So, but for you to, be fine with this, you have to realize that all of this stuff is an opportunity. Now, this pandemic, the way, at least, I've done my little looking at it, my parsing it, is that, so it's, again, can't believe what I say. So when I say this is, a bioweapon, you know, I can't prove that, don't, I just want you to look at that fact, the way it's acting, and just its name, novel CV-19, right? Its name says it all. It's like, it's novel, it's new, never seen before because it's been manufactured, didn't come out. I mean, viruses mutate all the time. I mean, that's what flu is. Every season it's a different mutation, right? But this is very similar to back in the day when, like guys like Dr. Livingston, I presume, he went there not to save the poor little native babies. No, he went there to discover pathogens, novel pathogens, right, that are in nature. So he went to Africa. So Africa was really different because, by that time that Livingston was, bouncing around Africa, Europeans had already been going into foreign lands, North America, South America, Brazil, Australia, and Hawaii, and all the islands of the Pacific. And they saw that how their bugs, when they brought their swine, stinky human being to these beautiful, almost angelic indigenous people, these people like Hawaii, they nearly wiped them out the first time Cook showed up there. And so, Livingston understood that. He was backed by rich men who sent him there to find these pathogens and then talk to the witch doctors to see, what, herbal essences, healed them. Because most of our pharmaceuticals come from nature. They don't just bring, I mean, yes, they mass produce them basically using petrochemicals to make these things because they, learned, you know, the alchemy of chemistry. And so, that's where we're at. So this pathogen, its thing, it's it doesn't really kill everybody. It's not like Ebola that just whacks you down because that looked like it. AIDS and Ebola looked like they were genetically engineered from something that was there, and to go after a certain group of people, right? And so they both had unexpected consequences. Ebola killed people too efficiently, just whacked them, just bing, and wiped out everything so the disease couldn't spread, right? Burned it right out, right? And AIDS, everyone has sex. And when it got into heterosexual sex, it started, through intravenous drug use. And that was an unexpected you know. And so rich people, but they had a cure for it, right? And they had it before they rolled it out. So there's obviously a cure for this, right? And and that's the business plan, and that has been, European big pharma's business plan, right? To get these diseases, right? As David I would say, problem, action, solution. So you get this disease that spreads really easy. It's like peanut butter; it just spreads over everything. And I would say, by next year, this time, pretty much everyone on this planet will have this disease, right? And in that year of everyone getting affected, um, I would say somewhere around 20% of the world population will be whacked, right? And the only way, and the thing about this disease, every year it will take more people, right? And it will be the perfect weapon, you know, to achieve Agenda 21, get the population down to about 500 million to 2 billion people, right? And that way, the 1% is, they're having a real tough time keeping a handle on 7 billion people, right? And, they brought on this, smartphone platform, the internet, to keep an eye on everybody. But that gave, again, another unexpected consequence of people being able to communicate with each other all over the place, right? Like this show. I get people from all over the planet. And there's, one person watching, which is obviously AI, because it, she, him pop right up there within a minute. AI's always there, always my attentive. And I'm waiting for AI to unable to connect to chat. Please try again. Anyway, so mm, I don't want me to chat. Mm. Well, comment on the thing down there. Um, connect to me at at the dude awake 42 at Gmail. Um, go to my xratted.blogspot.com, and I am going to you know oh 222. That's when I'm getting out of here. So I'm going to jump off now and go run my errands. And you guys, I'm going to try, I'm going to be at another undisclosed location that has a little more substantial um, Wi Fi. And I will try and see if we can chat there, right? And I'll be sharing breakfast with you. So anyway, that's the 411 on this, and I just wanted to give you a heads up. Here it is, 7:30 in the morning. The sun is rising. It's a beautiful day. I feel good. And the concept for today's discussion is um, intent. What are you going to do with your life? How are you going to do it? What are you going to serve? And you're going to serve fear. And that's what the power that shouldn't be, the hidden hand, the high table is pushing on us, is fear right now. The presidential election between moron A and moron B. The economic collapse of the Fed put in 50 base points. They only got 100 left. After that, they're going to be giving free money away, and they're going to be doing it like Europeans are doing it, propping up their economy by paying people to take their money. That's not a sustainable economic system, right? And that's when you have an economic system based on scarcity. When we live in, the Horn of Plenty, when we live in the Garden of Eden, there aren't too many planets like this Earth. People have, we haven't been told our history, or everything you learn is his story, his story. Just you have to scratch a little deeper than that, but it's there. There's a lot of, I mean, just the singular thing of the Egyptian Sphinx, and Egyptologists have a connection when you go on about this. You know, all of those, the Valley of Monuments, the Valley of Kings in Egypt, desert, right? Been a desert for as long as recorded history, like in about 6,000 years. Well, when you dig down to the base of the Sphinx, you find that it is worn away by great fluid motions of water. So when was, and it would have to, and the little things that are stuck into the pores of the stone show that there was a lot of plant life around there, meaning basically a rainforest. So, like, when was that thing a rainforest? Well, last time that was a rainforest was about 75,000 years ago. And so when you tell the Egyptologists that the Sphinx is somewhere between 25 and 200,000 years old, and you can prove it scientifically, they don't want to hear it. You know, we're Egypt. We know better than anybody. They have no scientific recourse for that, but that's all they say is we know we're Egyptologists, right? And that's pretty much all science. Anythingologist, psychologist, sociologist, anthropologist, right? These are all made up sciences, to prove that white people are superior. Meaning, I am a shamanic, psychosocial, cultural, forensic, anthropologic alchemist. What's that? Shaman, I'm not some guy with a bone in his nose. I do wear the grass skirt every now and then, but shamanism is a cultural frame, how to look at things, right? And shamanism is, you look at as from an indigenous point of view, right? The artist in the first person, right? The Aboriginal savage, and those folks are a lot more. People call them savages. No, those people were a lot more human. That's what they were, human. Whereas the white folk from Europe were being a little more reptile. In our brains, we have this brain stem, and there's the reptilian, and there is the thing between reptile and mammal, and maybe insectoid, and mammal. And mammals, you feed your babies with breast milk, and you feel empathy for other mammals, other babies. And where reptiles are born out of eggs, and kind of as soon as they pop out, they have this singular point of view of exceptionalism, which kind of like bankers, you know. So you have to say today's subject is, and this is going to be a series connected to the 40 days and 40 nights and the window of opportunity, is what is our intent? And that's what we're going to talk seriously about today. So how about some thumbs up, guys? Even if you can't, chat to me, um, how about some thumbs up? Right? So, oh, what time is it now? 7:37. So, um, if no one's giving me a thumbs up and no one's making any comments, again, you should be putting comments on the bottom. There's one thumbs up. Thank you. Thumbs up for thumbing me up. And the other thing is put a comment in the chat thing since the chat thing ain't working. And again, get a hold of me at the dudeawake42 at Gmail. And if you want to, you can put something on my PayPal, which is on my Gmail account, the dudeawake42 at Gmail. And go read my novels because they give an insight into a lot of things. My written word is, sculpted. It has, all kinds of little keys and hidden messages and metaphors and you name it, right? So that's where we're at. See if I can chat myself. Oh, look at that. I can chat myself. Right? So it's 30 minutes now that I've been talking to you, and the sun's getting brighter. It's come up over the mountain, and it's throwing shadows. See, can you see the shadow? Not so much. Maybe, kind of. That's the sun. So about a year from now, everyone will have this novel CV19, and you will have to get a pill from the pharmacist, and that pill will probably cost you $80 a pill, and you'll need to take one a day, right? So 360, let's say 100, just to make it easy. So that's 3,000. What is it? No, it's $36,000 a year, right? Times a few billion people. Big Pharma's going to be making some money on this one, right? And the research will be done by the National Science Institute. So your tax dollars will go to creating this. It'll be a prophylactic, not a cure. You won't be cured. You'll have to just stay. It's like AIDS. AIDS, there is no cure. There is a prophylactic. There is a kind of thing you can take to mitigate dying, right? And that's pretty much all a big form is mitigation of dying. And sometimes the side effects are worse than dying. Skin will fluff off, and you will be a sloppy mess, and diarrhea will come out of your mouth, and it's like, come on. Buddha said death is not a big deal. It's like slipping out of a slipper. If you spend your whole life worrying about dying, you're not going to have much time living. So that's why intent is more important, right? So your intent is to serve love's co-creation, right? So, like I have to wake up every morning and meditate, breathing in that 20%, breathing up to 30%, which, brings in the prana, which goes straight into my lungs. So, and by breathing that deep, it lifts up your diaphragm, so it opens up the lower part of your lungs, and that's where you send that prana in there. It'll heal you. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not prescribing anything. I'm just telling you to breathe. I don't think I get in trouble for telling you to breathe, right? And breathe 20% more. Because to do that, you have to consciously quiet the squirrel in your head, because you can't. Your autonomic system just kind of shallowly breathes right just up here, right? Now this little novelette, CV19, goes into your gut. So if you're feeling icky, but your nose isn't running, and you don't have a sore throat, and you have no product, nothing comes up, then you might think about getting yourself checked out for this. And but all I'm saying is wash your hands, keep yourself 6 feet away. Don't pick your nose. Don't touch your face. Don't rub your eyes. I know it's tough, but again, if you breathe that 20% and you become conscious, once you're conscious, it's not hard not to touch your face, because you're conscious. Okay. Oh, no, I'm not going to pick my nose. Oh, no, I'm not going to rub my eye, right? So that's called intent. So let's see how good your intent is. And let's see you come back around, somewhere between 10 and 11 Eastern Standard Time. I'll be at my breakfast spot. Okay? Okay, I'm going to go now. Okay, yeah. Right now. 3434. Okay. There we go. Love you guys. Have a good day.